stated over 5,000 times over the period of 1900 to 1925 by Russell Conwell himself. The speech was referring to the many mistakes people were doing before and still do today, of leaving their families and everything else they own to go in the search for something more, not realizing it's closer than they think. I would like to discuss the main importance of this speech, which is that if one wants to improve their lifestyle, working hard and being honest, right from where they stand and with what they have is the way. First, I'll discuss the circumstances that led to the speech, and second, the impact that the speech had on the world. A bit before his speech, Conwell had gone on a trip to the Euphrates and Tigris River. There, the guide told him a story that impacted the way he saw many misfortunes of people that were back home. The story was of a successful farmer named Al-Hafed from India. Al-Hafed is told of diamonds and their immense wealth. He is tempted by these riches and leaves his farm and his family to go in search of these diamonds. Time passes by and Hafed dies without any riches, never finding his diamonds. However, back at his farm, the man who purchased his farm accidentally finds the biggest diamonds all across the huge fields. At that time, people all around wanted to improve themselves and be much more than poor old-fashioned people. This speech was very necessary for people then and people now, because people then seemed to be leaving who they were and what they had to go in search of something better, such as gold or oil. And pretty often it was there, so close and so obvious as in their own backyard. So he sold his farm, the guy told Conwell, collected his money, and left his family in charge of a neighbor to go in search of diamonds. Throughout Conwell's speech, he gives many examples of people leaving all they've got to find riches they had in their own backyard. We have just discussed first the circumstances that led to the speech. Second, I will discuss the impact that the speech had. The speech was delivered over 5,000 times by Conwell to his students at Temple University and everyone else who wanted to listen. Those who listened became influenced by the speech to go in search of their own acre of diamonds within themselves and with the resources that they had. His speech at that time even became a psychological study, but to Conwell, it was just a simple way of expressing what he had discovered. He began giving his speech to a small class, and soon his class grew rapidly, to having hundreds of students who wanted to listen. I am astonished, he said, that so many people should care to hear the story again. Indeed, this story has become a study in psychology. The impact the speech continues to have in the world is huge. The speech, although no longer able to be told by him, is sold in hundreds of books for self-motivation. Acre of Diamonds has a simple message that is so powerful. It has helped to this day millions recognize their potential for success. Today, we have investigated first how the trip he took and the actions of the people at that period influenced the creation of Acre of Diamonds. And second, the impact the speech had on the world, to the ones who listened. As these events of misfortune happened all around to people while they left in search for something more, other townspeople would only just see it as a big mistake on their part, and not portraying it as something that could be happening to themselves. Conwell, in Acre of Diamonds, finds a way to incorporate many examples to relate what he is trying to explain to all of us. Reading this speech would change the way you may see things now, every negative into a positive, a new way to see the cup half full instead of half empty. He determined people to look for fortunes close to them, stay with what they had, and to not be swayed by the allure of greener pastures. Thank you, guys.
Woohoo!